Hello, my name is Hannah Foster.
My name is Sam Eller.
My name is Ben Daniels.
My major is English with Film Studies, my minor is Media Studies, and my career goals, thank you for asking, I wish I could give you a good answer. Make stuff, make funny stuff, make people laugh. That's really my goal, I guess.
I'm majoring in communications advertising, and I'm minoring in media studies. In terms of career goals, I would like to work on an advertising team or potentially create media for a TV network or something like that. I'm interested in creating media, and I'm also interested in the business advertising aspect of it.
My major here is electronic media and broadcasting. My minor is media studies. My preferred pronouns are he, him. My career goals are really to work in live sports production, namely ESPN or ASCC or NBA, maybe even NFL, something with live sports production.
I think that media making and storytelling skills are really important in the 21st century because that's really how we communicate with each other for the most part. That's the main form of communication is, social media and, watching things on the internet.
They help define who you are and the world around you as well. It's important to be clear on what you as a storyteller are, but also what the story you're telling is, and having that experience is very important.
I think because storytelling has been something that has gone on forever and ever. Civilization is based off of storytelling. So the fact that now we can make it media-wise is very important because storytelling is probably something that's never going to stop until the world explodes. But being able to document it better is helpful for life to be living.
As far as what documentary I would like to create, I'd like to create something wholesome. I think something about family. Family is very important to me, and if I could create a documentary about my family and the families of my friends, I think that would be interesting to those around me, just to know how family affects them and their surroundings and their lives in general.
Something that sticks out to me when I think of that is the topic of addiction. Both of my parents come from backgrounds of addiction. Luckily, they got sober before I was born, so I never saw the ugly parts of it as much within them. I mean, obviously there's different traits that go along with being an addict. That's a whole nother story. I'll talk about them in my documentary. But yeah, something to do with that because I grew up around people who were addicts, who were either in recovery or were actively addicts. So it's very interesting to me, that whole thing. And AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, the rules that they have, the 12-step program, it's very interesting, and I feel like it's a lifestyle that people could live without even being an alcoholic, if that makes sense.
For my documentary, I was thinking about making one about snowboarding. I'm personally really into snowboarding. It's a passion of mine, and I was thinking of making a documentary about a snowboarder or potentially a skier, either one, somebody that I meet. And I was thinking about making a documentary about somebody who got injured or who had setbacks, or who snowboarding and skiing has a very special place in their heart. I want to make a documentary just about what it can do for people.
What change do I want to see in the world as the result of my documentary? Good question. Hopefully people treat addicts better. They have a different perspective of their life. They are less hard on them. And I know this is a topic that has been talked about before. I don't know exactly if there's been documentaries on it, but I know it's something that's brought up a lot and I don't really know if it's helped, but hopefully there's like a stigma that can be changed around it, about it. I don't know.
I would just like to see more people finding physical activities that they're passionate about, that they really enjoy. You know, I would just like people to get outside more and to find more like active hobbies, you know, more like social hobbies too.
I don't know if I'd like to see a particular change in the world, but a change within how people view family. Family is so important, and if people can recognize that and start to appreciate it more, I'm sure that people do, but if they could have that extra boost to just realize that family is everything. And by family, I mean friends too. Friends are your family, and it's important to cherish them and hold them close.
And I think this story is worth telling because I think that people don't realize how much leisure activities and hobbies can improve their life. A lot of the, like snowboarding for me, I mean, it brings me a lot of happiness, and it's definitely greatly improved my life since I started doing it last year. And I think people just don't realize that if they find a hobby or a pastime that they really enjoy, especially something that involves, you know, exercising, because that can keep you healthy, that it's just a great thing to add into your life.
I think this story is worth telling because family is so important to me and everybody. I mean, how do you get through your daily life without some form of family? I mean, whether that be friends or your own nuclear family. I mean, family revolves your world. It's hard to go through this life with just yourself. You need friends and people who you care about to get you through it.
I think that addicts get a bad rep. People don't like them, and it sucks because it's more than just being being addicted to drugs. It's not really that much of a choice. It's a disease that kind of takes over your life, and you kind of have like no control over it unless you just never do it. Like, hopefully you just never do it, but like at some point you're probably gonna drink when you turn 21, and you don't know if you're gonna be addicted to it or not. So I don't know, and like people think like, oh, that addicts are just like junkies on the street, they don't care about themselves. And like, well, that's just not the case. It's something that's so much bigger than that.
Right, yeah, thank you for listening to me. That was my self-interview for the documentary.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.